Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. On this episode, I want to go over a few accessories I added to my Hobie PA14 to make it a little bit more streamlined, efficient, and ease of competitive kayak fishing when you're on the water. Right after this. I want to start by, I removed these two items off my kayak. This goes in the hatch that goes in between your legs on the Hobie where you can keep two tackle boxes. I totally removed this from the kayak. And I also used to have this on my kayak, which I kept on the exterior of the H-rail, and I would keep my pliers, tethered off to it, and I would keep tackle in here. I also keep my knife. I got some fluorocarbon, my fish grips, and a little air horn. I keep a little air horn in the kayak besides my whistle because you know how these boaters are these days. So I had a chance today to shoot this video, that's why I'm doing it, and it's gonna be a busy month for me. So as you see, what I'm gonna do, one of the first items I added to the kayak, which is not here yet, is the tub that sits inside this. It's a deeper tub. I'll put the description and a link below of all the items I'm going over today. But that's coming tomorrow, but I don't have time to shoot the video tomorrow, so I just want to go over it today. But, most of the people who have Hobies, you know what I'm talking about. It's just the tub that sits inside this. I got the white deeper one. I think Burley Pro makes one. It's kind of like, steps, so you can put some tackle boxes on top, and it's a little bit shallower. But I got the deeper white one that has like the two little drawstring pulls that you can pull it out real easy. So this is where I'm going to keep all my stuff I showed you before, my pliers. Sorry, not my pliers, my fish grips, my horn, my knife, and this is where I'm gonna keep all my soft plastics that I use for the day. For all these years, I've been using the Plano tackle roll. I usually used to take all those baits with me, all my soft plastics, but I realized I don't use all the soft plastics all the time. So I kind of cut down on what I bring with me, and I got rid of that roll because I'm trying to save weight on the kayak, and I'll tell you the reason why. So, I only bring maybe like 5, 6, maybe 8 bags with me, so that tub will have plenty of room to keep my soft tackle at quick reach. All my other tackle goes in my my pack outs. I keep it underneath my seat, and to the crate in the back is where I keep 2 larger ones. If you guys been following me, I use the Milwaukee pack out. So they just clip in. I keep 4 underneath my seat, and that's where all my tackle goes. And I'm going to keep my soft plastics below and those stuff so it's quick reach, because before I had it in the Hobie thing out here, so I'll just keep like my soft plastic that I was using for the day, and it was too small, and I was always shuffling around, and I was pulling things out to get to the bottom. I was losing things overboard, so I figured this tray was no longer a good option for me anymore. It may work for some of you, but as you spend time on the Hobies, you realize what you like. This is just my opinions of these items. After all these times, 5 years on this kayak, I realized I still try to keep it simple. I just like to keep what I need for the day, and I'm trying to make it streamlined for for the competitive fishing. I want to be able to just grab stuff real easy, keep my deck clear. So that's why I went with the tub option, just to keep everything in front of me, not off to the side, and the little tackle tray that Hobie has. They have a smaller version of it too, but it keeps everything right in front of me. Just at the quick reach. Like I said, I'm only keeping like maybe 8 bags of soft plastics with me, not unless I'm specifically using them all day, and then I'll bring more. But with that tub, I'll be able to take what I need for the day, and right in front of me between my legs where I like it, keep it clean. I can just lift this up, grab what I need. I got plenty of room to stuff, move things around. If I take bags out, they'll just go on the deck, and I won't have to worry about losing them over, in the water. The second item I added was the Yak Attack Rod Tube. It's got the quick disconnect, so you put the base on the track. That Hobie has on the newer ones, has a little recess there for the track. You put the base down from Yak Attack. This comes as a kit, and it gives you the ability just to quick release it, put it back any direction you want it. And the reason why I got this is because when you're catching a fish, it gives me a quick, safe place to throw my rod in real quick while I take the hook out of the fish's mouth, and gives me the opportunity to go grab my catch board real quick and not have to worry about the rod falling over or being on my deck. The thing I added was the Nocqua USB charger. So I got a 10 amp hour battery that I just sit in the back of my crate, and you got the USB ports here. So you can see that it's green right now. That means it's fully charged. So I plug my camera into here, my second camera that I run here in the back of the kayak on the Yak Attack stick. And then the other port is the ability for me to charge my phone. And if you started a competitive kayak fishing and you're in it, you need to know that you have to have your phone charged, because you have to take pictures, you know, in videos and upload to Fishing Chaos or Attorney app or Attorney X. So you know that you have to have a charged phone. So this gives me a quick, real easy access behind my seat to plug my phone in, and you know, it's a 10 amp hour battery, you know, so that runs my camera all day. I could charge my phone all day if I have to, and I have plenty of juice, you know, with the 10 amp hour. So it's just a quick, little, easy, waterproof, you know, setup from Nocqua. I just plug it in. I drill the hole in the crate. You know, you could drill the hole into your kayak if you want, but I prefer not to, even though I already have a couple small holes with tracks and stuff. But you know, I'm going to be adding holes to this kayak down the line, and once you do that, we all know that voids the warranty. So try not to drill holes in your kayak if you don't have to. But you know, when you start getting into competitive fishing, at one point you realize that you have to be able to compete with all these wonderful, you know, these great anglers that are out there now. And I'll talk about what holes I'll be drilling shortly. The final thing is the YakGadget measuring board setup. So it comes as a pair. You're able to lock it in, and it holds your measuring board off to the side, off your deck, easy to get to. Usually I keep it behind the seat, but it was always getting, I had it tethered down here, but it was always getting hung up on my fishing poles and everything sitting here, and I was always like pulling up on them. So this is a great addition. It's actually my favorite item out of all 4 of them that I showed you today. Very inexpensive, and I will put the link below for this too. But as you see, he cuts them out. He also has them for the you know, like your regular rail like this, you know, or it could fit in here. So he's got ones that go on that, but he also makes them for the Hobie, which is pretty cool. You know, it goes right on the H rail. So all I gotta do is, after I put my rod in the tube, take the hook off, you know, this probably, it's got rubber pieces at the bottom, so really you could probably leave it kind of just sitting there loose now, because it is tethered off. So if it did, I mean, it would take a lot, I think, to bring it out of this, and it's got rubber feet to kind of hold it in place. So I mean, you can kind of probably just leave it like that the whole tournament. I mean, you got your safety here, so it can just kind of sit there. I mean, even in rocky water, I think it'll take a lot, because it's going to stop when it hits there anyway, so it could probably just kind of rest it there. But you know, he does give you these ties. You can adjust them. I kind of had that one a little loose. This one's a little tighter, but I mean, it would be so easy just to probably just leave it like that when you're fishing throughout the day. You know, I keep it on the left side because it's tethered off, and that's where the tether is on the catch board. So it's easy just to grab it. You know, I always rest the board on my feet because I'm a taller guy. A lot of people will do this and put the fish down, but you know, I kind of like, yes, I have my socks on. I kind of like that, you know, because I put it, you know, I have the fins there. I kind of put it like this on my feet when I have my shoes on or whatever. And it kind of just let it sit at an angle, you know, and I don't know, when I'm on the water doing it with my shoes on and stuff, it's a lot easier, and it's a lot quicker for me to do it. But, you know, being I'm a taller guy, I mean, I guess I could always lay it down and do it this way, and maybe just prop it up one way to kind of keep the fish. Maybe I'll start doing that, actually, now that I'm doing it on video. You know, kind of keep the fish pushed down so it kind of pushes his mouth closed. The way the fish goes there. You know, you can take your picture of the fish. You know, it's nice. Do your video of the release. You know, it's like I said, it's tethered on this side, so that's why I have it on the left side, and it's kind of good because this side I have all this stuff anyway. So I used to have the you know, the H-rail tackle crate right here, but you know, I like this a lot. So I'm done measuring the fish, put them back. I'll just drop it in here. That's it. I mean, it's just, like I said, it could sit there. It's not coming from behind my seat, so it just keeps it out of the way of my fishing rods. And this is probably my favorite addition to this whole thing, this YakGadget H-rail tethered setup. I think it's like 40 bucks for the pair. This is by YakGadget. He makes a whole bunch of other things. I think he makes motor mounts and stuff too. I haven't completely got into his website, but I saw somebody else have this, and I'm like, I like it a lot. So it's been, you know, but this sitting back here all this time when it used to be behind my seat, you know, kind of just sat here. You know, I was always resting on, I mean, obviously this ain't here, this is on the trailer, but I was always resting on the strap for the seat. It was always all right, but being it was down in here, I was always catching it and, you know, and getting caught up in the things. And, you know, when you're kind of got a fish and you're kind of in a hurry, I mean, it's sitting right there. So it's just a quick grab, do your thing, measure your fish, you know, and slap it back. I mean, for as long as it takes to just do this, you could, you know, even if you put one on it. But like I said, I mean, I guess when you get one on it, it really holds it in place. But I don't even think you need it. Like I said, unless you're in really rough water, it could just sit there. You know, I'm a bigger guy, so it'd be harder. I mean, people have it on their crates in the back. It'd just be harder for me to reach behind. I don't have it set up that way on this crate. You know, they make other mounts and stuff, but I just really, really like this. It just sits right here, easy to grab, and measure your fish and put it right back. So the holes I want to talk about, I'll be drilling, is going to be for the motor. So I decided I'm going to go with the motor guide bow mount, just because I want to be able to distribute the weight. So I'm going to keep the motor up front. And you know, the battery I'll probably keep behind, probably back here. I'll probably get the Dakota Lithium, probably 100 amp hour, and I'll probably put it in a box back here. So, you know, I'm gonna have to drill a hole in the here for the quick connect for the battery cables, and, you know, run the wires up to the front. I mean, you could just leave them on the, you know, on the surface of the kayak if you wanted to, but it's, you know, it's just a pain and have those wires in the way. One Objective and a whole bunch of other people make the bow mount for the motor guide for the Hobies, so I haven't decided which one I'm going to go with yet. You know, every month there's another company out there bringing them out, so, you know, I know On the Water Innovation has one. I think it's made out of metal, and it's actually got the red and green light built right into it without drilling holes in your kayak. But you're gonna have to drill a hole up front. You know, either I'm gonna put it here, or I'm gonna figure out where I'm gonna put it. I probably won't put it in the lid. I've seen people put it in the lid before. I haven't decided yet. You know, to connect the motor to the battery, which will be sitting in the back. So it's gonna be the, you know, a couple, like, I think they're like 1 1/8 hole maybe. So it's probably gonna be the only 2 holes I'm gonna be drilling in the kayak. And it is what it is. Once you do that, I know it voids the warranty, but, you know, I want to be able to cover as much water as possible. And, you know, especially during the pre-fishing, you go around, mark where the fish were the day before or a couple days before. And that's what, you know, that's how you got to do it if you want to be able to compete, you know, with all the other guys out there, because that's exactly what everybody else does. You got to, you know, find the fish first before you can catch them. But just having that motor, having the ability to, you know, cover, you know, 5, maybe even 10 miles one way and 10 miles back without you having to pedal, and you can use the pedals while you're in those areas. Much easier, especially when you're fishing multiple days. I don't have the accessory, you know, I don't have the motor on here yet, but that's gonna be down the line. When I do that, you know, I'll kind of show you how I put it on. There's a bunch of videos out there now that people have done it. And obviously we know with the motor guide, you have to have something that either you're gonna reach forward and push that pedal down and have a, you know, a tether to it that you can, you know, lower the motor. Or a lot of people are just putting a little, you know, little hole right up here, and they're running some paracord back, and they're doing like a quick release. And I think Kayak USA, what he did, if you check his video out, is this here, the kickstand is for, you know, for the seat. And you pull it back out of the way, and it lets you lower it down when the water's rough, if you want to get, you know, lower center of gravity. But like he says, he never uses it, either do I. So what he did is he, you know, cut this off, used this hole here in the kayak, so use this pole, extended the paracord, and he went up, and that's what he did. He drilled a hole and put a clip in the, you know, on the pedal on the motor guide. You know, pulls it right here. It pulled down on the pedal, tether off, you know, a little tether to the top of the motor guide. You just kind of push it forward. It goes down, and, you know, use that rope so it doesn't slam down. So that's probably pretty much how I'll probably do it too. I may use this, I may not. I may just drill another one here and just put my own pull on it, but we'll see. But that was a good idea that he did that. So that was pretty cool. I don't know if he grabbed that from somebody else or that was his own idea, but if not, I have to give him props, or whoever came up with that idea. It was definitely a good idea to take that, you know, that tether from the kickstand on the seat that most of us never use, and use that for the motor. But, you know, just kind of wanted to go over that. It's not going to be in today's video, the motor itself, but just kind of wanted to go over that a little bit. And, you know, that's going to be the holes I'll be drilling, and that'll probably be it. I wanted to eliminate as much weight off the kayak as possible. Adding the motor, even though it can handle, I think 600-pound capacity, I think is on this, or 500, one of the two. I didn't want to, you know, the less tackle and stuff that I don't need and I can keep off the boat for the day, it just keeps everything lighter. So when I have that motor on there, that battery will last longer. You know, I'm not going to get the spot lock. I have the Anchor Wizard. So if I really want to hold in place farther out, I'll just use the Anchor Wizard and save that money for, you know, go towards the battery, which costs quite a bit. You know, the spot lock, it's a cool feature. It's kind of cool. You can launch your boat and let the boat just sit out there off the water and just bring it back to you. But, you know, just be able to have the ability to have the motor guide with the remote, just be able to steer that and not have to use the rudder like the Torpedo and stuff. That's probably why I'm going with that option. But, you know, that's why we're going to use that. I don't need the spot lock. I think just with the Anchor Wizard, I'll be fine. Just to hold me. If I want to hold my place out in deeper water, I'll just use that. I just feel like the weight being distributed, you know, being in the front, with the motor, the battery being in the back, I just feel like that's a better option. And I just like having the remote on my chest or on my, you know, somewhere on my, you know, Velcro to my chair to be able to steer that. and that's it. I can leave the rudder pulled up. I don't have to worry about bringing that back up when I go to shore. All I gotta do is pull that motor up, and I could just, you know, either coast up to the bank, or I could just take my paddle and just paddle up the rest of the way. And that's one less thing I have to worry about pulling up before we go to shore. I wanted to cover that because that's, you know, I talked about drilling the holes in the kayak, so that's gonna be the reason why. If you've been following along, you know that I have the trailer for my kayak, and if you notice that the boxes, I have 2 boxes up front now. I used to have one here and one back there. So the only reason I did that is because I'm taking the tailgate off, and the tailgate's right there. So anytime I want to throw that tailgate on, it goes on with a couple pins real easy. But I found out it was actually easier, even with the wheels that I have on there, the bunk wheels, it was actually easier to launch just the kayak right off the back of the trailer and slide it into the water. Because I think when it was on the, you know, when I was launching off the tailgate, I think I was getting a little bit more scratches on the kayak than I wanted. You know, so with the tailgate off, I just started moving the boxes up front, just to distribute the weight on the trail a little bit better instead of being all on one side. And I just slid the kayak back a little bit, because I know with the mount for the motor, even though it would probably go over the top, it was alright sliding it back. I don't mind it hanging off the back a little bit. Straps are secured to it. It doesn't go anywhere or rub against those boxes during transport. But, you know, it just sticks off the back a little bit now, which is no big deal. So, just kind of want to throw that down there on this video. Obviously, because I moved that box to the front, I actually end up flipping the rod holder that I use here with the cover facing out the back now. So I just had to slide this back a little bit, and I put both boxes up front. So if you're just wondering, wait, his trailer looks different now. Once I got used to using this utility trailer, I realized it was better without the tailgate. You know, all these things I went over today is just my opinion, but I think, you know, with the amount of time I've had on this kayak and, you know, fishing for KBF as much as I have now, that I think it's a very simple layout. I think other people can, you know, take some notes from this video or grab some pointers, especially if you're just new to the Hobie PA and you're not sure how you want to lay it out. But there's, you know, there's other people that want to take everything in the, you know, that they have with them. I do not want to do that. I see other guys that have their kayak completely loaded out, and they must feel more comfortable with having all this stuff with them, which is fine. You know, there may be a situation where they say, I wish I had that bait with me. But, you know, I carry all my baits. The only thing I don't carry bait-wise is just I don't carry all my soft plastics. I carry my 5 rods. I have all my tackle with me. I have all the gear that I need. And it just keeps, the way I have this laid out now, just keeps it as simple and as clean as possible on the deck for me, and able to secure my rod when I'm, you know, taking the hook out of the fish's mouth. So, you know, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, you know, subscribe to our channel. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Hit the notification bell if you want to catch other videos that I release. That's up to you guys, but, you know, I really appreciate it. You know, all the subscribers that, you know, subscribed already, and, you know, all the people watching my videos, you know, I really appreciate it. So until next time, I'll catch you guys on the water. Thanks for watching.